other things, like D&D.
That makes sense.
That being said, that doesn't mean that we can't all just brainstorm together as part of the session, because that's, what magic users would do anyway. I have some ideas floating around. I just haven't had a time to really sit down with it.
Understandable.
It's to angels we have heard on high, because for some godforsaken reason, the Episcopals have decided to change all the words.
But what?
Unnecessary, but here we are.
Yeah. So it starts out normal enough,
Hmm.
but it's angels we have heard on high, singing sweetly through the night, and the mountains in reply echoing their brave delight.
No.
Shepherds, why this jubilee? Why these songs of happy cheer? What great brightness did you see? What glad tidings did you hear? Let's keep putting diphthongs in here, because those are pretty to sing. And then they added a whole other verse that says, see him in a manger laid, whom the angels praise above. Mary Joseph, lend your aid while we raise our hearts in love.
Okay, that one I've actually heard before. Like I've heard the extra verse, but other the other word changes I don't understand.
Oh, and I get it. Like sometimes we change the words in our hymn book,
Hmm.
but in this case, I have never heard anybody sing it this way ever in any popular singer or anything.
I've heard that third verse before, but
That's the fourth one, because the third one is still "Come to Bethlehem and see him whose birth the angels
or
sing, come adore on bended
yeah,
knee, Christ the Lord, the newborn King."
yeah, the
For
extra verse.
some
I mean,
reason, yeah, for some reason that one's okay to leave.
so they changed two verses, add fourth, and then don't touch the third one.
Yeah, they kind of goofed with "Once in Royal David City" too, but not horribly. Like it's still the same words. They just have three extra verses,
Hmm.
and I'm kind of sad because he took out the one that I actually know. That's our third verse, but their fifth verse. I don't know. I just don't care for the verse he chose. It's got a lot of S's in it, and I don't know why he went with that one. I don't know. Whatever.
Sorry, I loved how you originally phrased that. Is like just calling them the Episcopals. It makes perfect sense, and I know exactly what you're talking about. It just I was semi quasi raised Episcopalian, and so it's funny to me.
Yeah, like don't get me wrong, they're nice. Like they let us use their church building for these things and all that, but I don't know. The one I have been to one of their sermons, um, or one of their services because they ask our choir to sing with them every now and then.
Hmm.
So I sang at a Christmas one. I think it was a Chris. No, not a Christmas one, an Easter one.
Hmm.
Um, which was funny because the the song they wanted us to sing with their choir was all is uh all is well with my soul. I was like, oh, I know this one. I can do this one. But all the like Latin chanting and things like that, and the interesting way that they decide that to get the sacrament, everybody has to stand up and go forward instead of just being brought to you was a little weird. And there's a lot of repeat after the pastor that I was like, okay, I don't know. It felt weird because I'm just not
You know,
used to it.
Yeah, I've been to a couple of different churches for different reasons, and it's interesting, unusual.
My
I've never
understanding is
been
that
to
the
another church of
Episcopalian
services,
Church
but I've
is
been to a
is,
mosque.
Nice.
basically
Uh,
descended from the Anglican Church, except for the Anglican Church doesn't make sense anywhere except for in England. So you get Episcopalian.
yeah. Yep.
Where was we walking that I mentioned how I can always tell Episcopalian churches? Or maybe that I can't remember if that was with you or if it was with me and Egan. But because I can always tell which churches are the Episcopal ones because they look the building architecture looks Anglican. Now, Arthur, I didn't quite catch what you'd said about a mosque.
I've never been to another religion services, but I've been to a mosque. It was for a class,
Oh,
specifically Arabic.
makes sense. I've technically been to Russian Orthodox cathedrals. Not for like services, one was for a concert. Beautiful acoustics. Olney Cathedral. Because my brain remembers that.
Are we? Hold on. Yeah, impeccable timing, sir.
I love how you were just about to ask if we're ready to go, and then Albus decides you're not ready to go.
So I am filming earlier today to try and get ahead of things or whatever, and I'm doing my thing, and then I just hear this. I was like something dying, and I just was kind of like, I am so sorry, everyone. I promise you, no one's being murdered. It's my cat. I let him. I let him out onto the porch, and I guess he was super excited. He came running back in to scream at me, and I was like, "Why? Why?" So I put him on my lap to finish up, and then he saw himself in my phone camera, and he was just like, you know what? I could edit this all out, but everyone's gonna get a kick out of this, so I'm just leaving it in.
Because cat.
Because cat.
Cats are interesting creatures.
They are.
But I am ready.
Yes.
Mhm.
Started.
Yep.
All right. Last time with the Whims of Fate, Tong discovered that there was nothing wrong with Brina, magically. It's just that the wild magic ran its core, or ran out, and she's just permanently tall. And a quick jaunt down to a portal to the other world uncovered that while she is permanently tall in the human world, she is her normal size in the other world. Um, it had a brief chat with Will about materials and magical effects. And Erden and Gorlois took the kids out on an outing to play with chalk.
Sidewalk chalk.
That was great.
I loved the sidewalk chalk.
After which, Will came out and kidnapped Erden to teach him magic. To a varying degree of success. And then on the way back, Tong mentioned to Brina that she is willing to teach the rest of the party magic if they are willing. And this week, with the Whims of Fate, I believe most of us are returning to the castle if we are not doing a time skip.
I was going to make hot chocolate for Erden because he's soaking wet and I don't want him to get sick. And so
Well,
chocolate.
Tong
And I
prestidigitate his clothes dry.
true, but he was also like drained
Exhausted.
physically too, so it's not just the drenched and soaking wet, it's also that makes things better, okay? But I remember asking Igraine and Lady Igraine where the kitchen was so that I could go and make the hot chocolate, and they don't know where their kitchen is, so she gets the steward for me to show me where the kitchen is. By the way, Jen, thank you that as Brina changes size as she goes between these two worlds, that my clothes just change size with me. I appreciate that so much.
Oh, that's too many logistics that I would have to deal with, and I'm just not gonna.
I appreciate that you don't want to deal with the logistics because I don't either.
Be grateful for laziness.
Yep.
This is one of those DM lazy moments. I'm like, yay, I will take this.
Eh. Okay.
Some things should not be more complicated than they need to be.
I agree. Thank you.
So I think at this point, what's gonna happen is that uh most of the NPCs are going to go off with each other and start discussing the things that the royalty need to discuss, and then whatever they need to pull you guys into later, they will probably do that evening or perhaps the next day. Like, plus Gorlos just wants to spend time with his family. So the steward will take you down to the kitchens, whoever's going with. Um,
I mean, I know I'm going, but I don't know if Airden was following or if he's just going back to his room and I'll just bring it up to him. I'm okay with either.
There's got to be like a sitting room or something that Ern can hang out in. That's what fancy people have, right?
you're in the wrong time period, my friend. They don't really
Yeah.
have, like, they might have adjoining. So the fanciest they get is that the king and the queen have their own separate room, and then they have an adjoining room in the middle. That's like as fancy as these castles got.
Yeah, we're kind of
Aside,
in between times where there was a social area.
This
Back
is
in the
yeah.
Roman
more
times, it was either the
fortification and
garden,
less.
the triclinium, or
Mm-hmm.
the study.
Yeah. Right now, the only social room they have is the Great Hall, and they really only do that for like big meal gatherings.
So honestly,
Yeah,
one of the
now is
most
the time
social
of the Fortress Castle, not Buckingham Palace.
Yes.
that's what Dominic was saying too.
This is not Downton Abbey.
So one of the most more social places would likely be in the kitchen.
Or the
I'm assuming.
courtyard.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, there could be courtyards. I mean, we're talking castles that were probably built by the Romans, not the Celtic tribes didn't really do that.
Mm-hmm.
Or
They
guarded.
yeah. So there's probably courtyards because this would have been built in like the Roman fortress style.
And Ern's probably in a courtyard or garden somewhere, hanging out, enjoying the day, I guess.
Because that was definitely, you guys would know this because I haven't written this part down yet, but in the novel, Uther's mother dies in the queen's garden when everything's on fire. Because there was a special garden that only the queen went to.
I think we do
I
know
think we knew
about that
that.
because we witnessed the burning down of the castle.
Well, we
Well, we
witnessed the
didn't
after
witness it, but we
effects.
witnessed the aftermath.
Yeah, the after effects. Okay.
The ruins. So actually, you have told us that.
Okay.
I don't know if that's exactly where we met the fire-breathing owl, or
Yes.
or
It
if
was
it was
near
just
there.
near
Yeah, it was near
that we met
there.
the fire-breathing owl.
The fire-breathing owl that Henry will never forget.
Yeah. Yes, actually, you heard that correctly. A fire-breathing owl who tried to take off with our
Like a man-sized owl too, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a giant owl because it tried to take off with Emerald, our war pig, our war boar, which you sadly have not met because she went off with Rava. We love Emerald. She's awesome.
Ben tried so hard to keep Everald with us.
I did.
Without George.
George left, we still loved Everald. We tried to give an excuse for Everald to go somewhere else, and that person immediately left.
Yep.
Look,
Not
I'm
only did you
sorry,
run
but the
away-
timing was terrible.
Not only did you run away, Rada, you stole Emerald.
Sorry, I'm not sorry about that aspect.
You're fine.
Imagining Brino when Rada comes back. You stole our baby!
You stole our mascot.
You stole our mascot. Well, where Rada's probably just staring at her. If we meet in the human world, it's like, why were you tall?
Meanwhile, Tooth is going to say, I don't know why you came back. We replaced you with this guy. Pointing to the human who's still not sure what's going on.
The human who's prone to making up. Find out what mascot means.
Yes.
Tom was probably in the courtyard near Erden, writing down some notes before she goes up and sits near him.
Okay.
Now I take it that since
Real quick, where are Idea and Cobalt?
My understanding was that Adea and Will were making preparations for the enchanting.
well, Will eventually
Well,
left.
so Will. So she probably just didn't notice he was gone.
Idea got absorbed in a very particular idea and is now researching it extensively.
She does have a very large book to go through to help with her
It's
preparations.
probably where we last saw her, which may have been the Great Hall.
Yes.
No, they went to the area closer to the ley line that they
Oh,
could prepare
yeah.
for.
Yeah.
Right.
So Will was there and gave some ideas that we will hear about eventually, and then walked off while Adea was left busy going through a book or something like that. Once sufficiently occupied, I'm sure Will was like, I'm sure she'll still be up to it when I come back.
Yeah, it's
Pretty
like
much.
I can go work with Erden, and she will still be at this when I get back.
He's picked up a few things about everyone's personality on the trek over here.
Or the time that he was helping with the
sword.
the forging of the
Yeah.
sword.
And Cobalt would be reading any books in a library if available, if not looking at something different.
Oh, if they don't have a library.
Okay, I just wasn't sure because today was reading books. I wasn't sure if that
What
was-
kind of civilization do you think this is?
A literate one.
Adea has an eye single to the glory of creation, mostly the forge.
So keep in mind, we are in the 400s AD. We are in the heart of the Dark Ages.
And Cobalt would be sitting in a corner with a slate practicing lettering. In the corner of the Great Hall.
A what practicing lettering?
Slate.
Like a
Oh,
slate
okay.
In the corner of where?
of the Great Hall.
Oh,
Where
so
everybody
you're-
where they have it.
Okay.
Just like at one of the tables.
Okay. Continue. I just wanted to make sure I knew where everybody was.
Alright, so, saying, not quite next to Urin, but, in his general area, close enough to make conversation. It's like, so when I arrived, you were near the illusion of Rada. I take you two were close.
I would like to think that we are.
Well, and how so?
Well, we've been traveling together for several months now, fought several battles. At least know part of her history, some of her concerns. But, I don't know. That feels like it's called into question because she left without really saying anything, so. I don't know how close we really are now.
And what about the rest of the group? How close were they to her?
Brina is as close, maybe closer than I am. Idea, not particularly. They share more languages, but they don't interact as much.
And Tooth?
That's mildly hostile.
Last I checked, that's how Medea felt about Rada.
Mildly
Well, I
hostile.
was gonna say, so what it is
Maybe
that
moderately.
Idea is hostile to Rada, and Rada is hostile to Tooth. It's just like a chain.
Well, Brina is also somewhat hostile to Tooth, just not in a violent way.
Yeah, I wouldn't say hostile.
She's
Weary.
She's got firm boundaries with him.
Yes. Thank you. That is a very good way to put it. I have firm boundaries with him. And it's one of the few times that the party's really kind of seen me be, I wouldn't say aggressive, but more taking a firm stance, standing up for myself, was when I realized that it's like, wait, that crystal enables him to read minds. My stories are in danger, and me putting it in a corner with my dagger and basically explaining, "You will not be stealing these." That's the one time that I've ever been like,
It was actively threatening.
actively threatened too.
That is actually hostile.
Yeah, and it's because of my creation of stories, which kind of how I feel about my stories in real life. Granted, I haven't had any.
Actually, because I haven't written any of this down in a while, what level is everyone at? Because I know we're
8.
at different.
Currently, Tong is 8. Erden should be 9 or 10.
I
Medea
have
is level
10.
8.
8.
Amor is level 10 and has been since the last time we saw him.
Oh, he's definitely leveled up.
I figured that was the case, we just hadn't discussed it.
Yeah. You said Idea was level 8 as well?
Yes.
And then Rada was level 9.
Brina's level 8.
Okay.
Uh,
I was like, I know
And
it's all
Cobalt is
close. I
level
just know
6.
they were. Oh, I gave you the wrong ones. I'm probably gonna have you just get up to 8 with most everyone else then.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Cole,
Okay.
what level are you right now?
I mean, thematically, it would be kind of funny.
I mean, if you want, that's up to you. But you can go up to 8 if you want. I also don't know what tooth is,
Oh.
so I'll have to ask Megan because Megan actually never gave me the stuff for tooth.
uh,
I have Dylan's original stuff, which is at level 6, level
Aries
5.
and Tooth leveled up on the ship fight with the Vikings. They were the
Mhm.
only two that leveled up in that encounter because they were the ones with the trebuchet and the flaming melons.
Mhm.
Medea had epic plans that didn't come to fruition because she got outgunned.
We weren't close enough.
Oh, that does remind me that I do feel better about playing Rada at this point. I think it was just I needed a break from her. So,
Mhm.
and now that I
Okay.
play, she can theoretically come back at any point, I think, but right now it just doesn't make thematic sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe at some point the two of us can get together and
Yeah.
discuss what she got up to while she was gone. Because depending on what happens, Rada may end up leveling up from her ordeal, so she's kind of on her own. But don't worry, like part of the reason why I'm asking is that with some of the stuff that's coming up, especially if Idea is super successful with the things she wants to make, she will probably level up because
Hey.
it's a big deal to be making these big things when she's just become an artificer and is just learning this stuff as an alchemist.
Yes.
Um, Erden, if he continues getting good with the druidic magic, you can level up again and start getting levels in druid if you want.
Choose between druid levels and bard levels. Oh no!
Yeah, I have 3 things I could level up, and this is getting terrible with my plans for him.
I feel sorry for you because you've been leveling up based off of roleplay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sometimes the role play is just like, and I'm like, well, that was a
Yeah.
big incident. I mean, how many of you leveled up because you were all like, let's go face a god, and you're like, I'm like, guys.
3 of the people here,
Emerald was one of them.
because it was Erden, Rada, Amror, and Vazira.
Well, Burton wasn't like I don't think he was like let's go fight a god. The god is just like, oh, so we hate
Yeah.
we have a mutual hate. Let me kill you.
Yeah,
I
it's
know
like
Yeah.
Ern was actually rather suicidal at that point. Like he
yeah,
was
because he
he
had
was
his
very
mercy
much
kill.
let's fight a god and let's die doing it.
Amror, you don't belong here. Let's get you back where you belong. Gets brought to her realm. So, mission accomplished.
I mean, calm down. And I think Vazira literally went along just to make sure to be of assistance to the crazies that had just left. I say that lovingly. Rita was a good little gnome and she stayed at the trial.
Well, Ron was very much in a let's go save Erden mode.
Yeah.
Like, we don't want him to die. Like, he can be annoying, but he's not that bad. Like, come back.
And then we get there and it's like, oh damn, we're in way over our heads here.
It was X Cross.
Amror, we should go. Erden and Rada, no.
Vazira,
Yeah.
who's Amber?
So anyway,
Anyway.
and how does the rest of the party view each other?
We're all at
I can
this
make some
together.
guesses. Okay. Rodder probably likes most of us, even given some mistakes. Yeah, either likes us or healthy respect at minimum. Idea likes most of us except for Rada. That relationship is rather shaky at the moment. Tooth, I think he likes me. Reasonably likes Idea. I don't think he likes Rada, but probably is neutral about Brina. Brina likes everybody. And I like everybody else. So, is that everybody? I think that's everybody.
The people that I'm aware of, at least.
Yeah.
So,
Why do you ask?
Because, well, 2 things. One, most of you, barring the new one, are Fae impart.
Hmm.
And I figured that if I'm teaching one, I may as well at least offer the rest of you an opportunity to learn Fae magic. And I only say that with emphasis because you already have lessons, it appears.
Yeah, it seems like Dream Magic is a lot easier for me than Fae.
I'm gonna start looking at it.
Hmm. Yeah, I would have thought that the human and the Fae side would be conflicting with each other, but it could be that the Fae side is fighting something else or was overshadowed by something else, but
Boy, everything would make so much more sense if they just knew about DNA and genes.
Hmm.
Yep.
Just so happens that Erden and his sister got more of the human genes than they got of the elven ones.
Wouldn't they actually split 50-50 if you were
Yeah,
told?
but some of them wouldn't activate. Genes can be turned on and off.
I mean, there is that to be talked about.
Because DNA inheritance is technically random, so it wouldn't necessarily be a 50-50 split.
Well, it's random between the two halves that your parents have, but each of your parents gives you one of their halves. So if both sides are full-blooded, then you will get half from each.
Yeah, I remember reading somewhere
Because of how DNA
it's
actually works.
So I'm
yeah, I remember
referring
reading
to
somewhere data
like
that
the turning on and off of genes. So like they get the 50-50, but there's like a 50-50 chance that the Fey magic genes or the Druidic magic genes turn on or off.
I did forget that there are genes that you can have, but they only express themselves if given. They don't always express themselves. They have to be triggered to
it,
be expressed in one way or
it
another.
could also be that the human genes are the dominant genes.
Also true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, when you account for dominant and recessive genes, I remember reading somewhere that well, you would expect genetics to be a 50-50 mix because of the fact that the baby takes some from each and it kind of mixes and matches. It can be as far afield as even as 75-25 split in one direction or the other.
Yep.
Well, and I remember I did like a little ancestry webinar that looks at like the ancestry DNA and how inheritance actually works. And they did it with having this family, like the mom and dad, they have these names and the letters are different colors. And then you have like 4 kids and they're made up of the different letters of each name. And it's watching how the DNA that's passed down through generations is technically different.
Yeah.
And so that's where I'm thinking of is that it's even though it logically would make sense for it to be 50-50, what we inherit isn't always exactly 50-50.
Yeah, and my point of that was more if you're purely looking at pure stuff. Obviously, stuff's going to be there's probably some shared genes. Otherwise, the whole mixing thing would not work. Also, there's corner cases like your X and Y's, like all of
Sorry,
your
Aaron,
X have to come from your
since you are
mother.
since you are a hybrid,
Mitochondrial
you are
DNA all comes
infertile.
from your mother.
Sorry, what was that again?
Sorry, Aaron, since you are a hybrid, you are infertile.
That remains to be seen.
That is not always accurate. Some hybrids are able to reproduce.
There's just gonna be somebody who turns up one day and is like, "Hi, I'm your son."
Erden was very adventurous in his teens and 20s.
Yeah. However, Tong is not a biologist. She may
As
be
long as you didn't name
in a
him Sue.
relationship with a biologist, but she herself is not a biologist, so she would have the basics, if that.
Somehow I wanted to be a daughter that comes and finds Erden for some reason instead of a son, but at the same time, as long as he didn't name his son Sue, like Dominic just said, we're good.
See, I could see Erden being that dad who finds that he has a daughter and being like super overprotective and being like, "Ha ha ha, nobody's messing with her."
Yeah, but then I can also just imagine like Erden's daughter just joining the rest of us. arena! Yay!
And that is for a different time. The second thing is that I would think that Rada would like to hear from each of you one last time from your own mouths or hands before going into potentially your last battle.
That took a
Yeah.
dark turn.
I do have about half a letter written, though that is a rather negative outlook on the upcoming battle.
I don't know how many levels Zamor is gaining, but he's getting a cool ability.
I am just being realistic. There is a possibility that
I love it.
one or many of us could perish. There is also a chance that none of us die or are even harmed, though that last bit is rather unlikely.
Yeah, there'll probably end up being some maiming.
Now, if you're concerned about where to send it,
Sorry,
I
all I can
have
think about is maiming or seriously injure.
I have I have a item from the place that she was last.
Oh, okay. That'll actually be very useful.
And with that, Dong puts her writing stuff away, pulls out a book, and begins reading.
Now,
Alright.
since I've recently given you a little bit of information, I think it's reasonable to have a bit of an exchange, yes?
You would think.
Arthur, your facial expressions are perfect for somebody who literally has just pulled out their book and is now being interrupted. It was perfect. Like, I finished talking to you. Why are you talking to me? I have a book. Like,
But also
Well,
I probably should have seen this coming.
that too.
an all too common experience.
What do you want
With
to know?
our, well, from previous interactions, not with you specifically, but the you from the future, um, I learned that you have a severe mistrust of paladins, and that they quite
Her back
literally
goes
burned you.
rigid, and her back goes rigid. The ears stick up. The fur on her tails goes up on end. Be careful about what words you say next.
Is it just Gao Shu that you rely on to get you through that experience?
No.
I imagine you, since they aren't here, you send letters regularly.
Yes.
I'm glad to hear it. Rada always seems worried about you and how that experience affected you. And I don't like seeing people haunted by awful pasts.
You're far too late for that. Because there's a... Well, we talked about this earlier on the way here. There's a reason why I was perceived as the grumpiest person at the library. Now, they aren't here, thankfully. And I will be keeping what help I currently have safe. And you know, I wasn't going to say this, but perhaps my familiar does have a point about you. He,
What was that?
up until you started asking me these questions, I didn't understand why, but he did not like you. He's viewing you as manipulative. Now, with these questions, perhaps there is some validity. Do you have any more questions?
No. That's all I wanted to know.
Right. Thong stands up and walks away with her book.
Not taking any chances.
And Ern pulls out some paper and continues on his notes of Tong and how to help.
Okay.
Note to self: may have crossed a line there.
Oh no, it's very much a it's more like a therapy journal of all right, this is very intensity of triggering phrase, conclusions based on how triggering it was, over reliance and protective of social network that remains small to non-existent, as well as several other phrases.
So basically, Erden is the group's counselor. I love it.
He's certainly trying.
I just want to. I imagine, like, Gao Shilai appears on Tong's shoulders, looks back at her, and does the I'm watching you with his talons.
Erden just wave. Why do I have a feeling that Brina has caused inadvertent chaos by wanting to go into somebody else's kitchen?
Depends how
Yeah.
territorial the chef is.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's like, how territorial is the cook for the Duke and Duchess that...
I guess we'll find out. Okay, so the steward is gonna take you down. He's not saying much. Just kind of silently leading you.
I'm wanting to ask his name, but I'm like, I don't know the language.
It takes maybe a whole 5 minutes to get into the kitchen. As you get close to the kitchen, it smells good down here. You don't know what they're making, but it smells good. It's warm.
I like this place.
Yeah. The steward will open the door into the kitchen and just kind of gesture with his arm to let you in.
Thank you. Like I'll just kind of do something to indicate thanks, and as well as saying thank you. But
He just sort of nods, and then he just positions himself next to the door as it's shutting behind you.
okay.
Inside, there is a large man who is working on some sort of meat, seasoning it up and all that. It's not like a big piece of meat. Whatever the meal is, that's already been cooking for most of the day that night. This is probably for tomorrow that he's prepping to start cooking in the morning or maybe even that night.
Mhm.
He kind of pauses and looks at you, like looks you up and down. Who are you? What do you want? He has a very thick accent, but he is speaking Fey. He has recognized you as Fey.
Oh, thank goodness you can speak to me, or I can speak to you. Hi. I need to borrow a small section of your kitchen so I can make my friend some hot chocolate to revive him from his magic practice. I don't want to invade
Hot,
in your space. Um,
hot chocolate.
yes. It's a really good drink. It's my best friend Aroha's recipe. Sorry, I'm Brina. I didn't ask your name yet. May I know your name?
He's still looking at you like, what? You are confusing. You look like an islander, but you are too big to be an islander.
Only recently, and it's only permanent here. Once I go home to the other world, it's fine. Wild magic. Druids gambling during a wild magic storm.
Ah,
So it's currently permanent here. So yeah. But at home I'm my normal size.
suppose that means you don't need to use your glamour. um,
Oh, I don't.
Brina, as he's talking and you're thinking about it, you can actually see that he is putting up a glamour.
Mm-hmm.
What you see is not actually a large man, but a short, furry one. It's a
A short.
brownie.
Oh,
Nice.
What do you need for hot chocolate?
mainly just a pot. Um, maybe a small area to cut some things up, but mostly that and access to heat. It smells delicious in here, by the way.
Hmm.
I don't know what you're making, but it smells amazing.
It is pheasant. There's a fireplace over there. You can use the pot that is sitting next to it.
Thank you very much. What is pheasant? Oh, wait, actually, Brina would probably have an idea of what a pheasant is because of her adventures in North America.
No,
No?
because pheasants were introduced to North America. They're all
Were they?
grouse. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Like, as soon as I said
So,
that, I'm like, wait,
but
it might have been introduced.
I will say that it is something that gets hunted frequently
Mhm.
in Europe and Asia.
So I probably
So,
had it before and already identified what
yes,
it is.
yes. You've probably had a conversation, probably with Leoflit about it.
Gotcha. Ooh, maybe I can add that to my letter to Leopold that we having pheasant.
Or we might have had it at the Harvest Festival.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she was very enamored of bread, and more bread, but Amber being party dad probably made sure she ate some protein as well.
You know you you know you can put that stuff in between the bread. Pheasant sandwich.
Uh, yeah.
I want to know if sandwiches were common. No, they came much later, I think.
Because the Earl of Sandwich named it after himself. So yeah, we actually no pheasant sandwich. We love the idea, but no pheasant sandwich.
I mean, nothing's stopping me, but the idea has not
So
been codified. And
over at the fireplace, there is a pot. And there is a little girl who is stoking this fire and getting it going already. She's probably like 9-10 years old. Definitely human. You're not seeing a glamour or anything on her. She just kind of smiles and moves out of the way as you approach.
Thank you.
I love how the cook just totally avoided giving you a name.
Oh, I noticed.
Well, I passed it.
I can see this for one of two reasons. One, you don't want to look up a name or come up with a name, which I understand.
I have names. They're written down.
Oh.
He's a fae. He knows that it's not necessarily a good idea to give another fae your name.
True. This was actually a conversation Dominic and I were having recently about Brina's, like, she's fae, but the whole idea of, like, the fae name thing, where not necessarily giving out names, like, she asks everybody's name because in her culture, names are so important. And so it's less about having power over anybody she meets and more being respectful of what to appropriately call them. But I understand where, especially fae in this area of the world, they're like, no, I don't like this. Because...
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing, is that it's really just this part of the world. The rest of them are like, I mean, I could, in theory, do something with your name, but I'm not gonna. That's a
I'm
lot
too
of
lazy
effort.
to do anything with it.
Yeah, but they're like real serious about it in like Celtic pantheon. They're like, nah, give me that name. I'm gonna you up.
Yeah, and so for Brina, it's like perfectly normal to ask names because it's normal. But
Remember Dougal?
uh-huh.
Dougal.
Hey, and I know somewhere in my notes I have his actual name because somebody called him by it. So as she's moving out of the way, I'll just kind of like gently like tap her shoulder and cast tongue so I can talk to her.
She turns to look at you because you tapped her, and she's just like looking around like, are we gonna get in trouble?
Oh, no, you're not. I just wanted to say thank you. But I know you probably don't speak the same language, so I just wanted to do something to help. Hi, Rena, what's your name?
Really wide eyes. She's just like, what did you do?
It's just a really simple little thing that helps other people understand me and me understand other people because I don't speak a lot of the languages here. Or any of the languages here. Trust me, it's been very, very frustrating. I'm sorry if I scared you.
Are you a druid?
No, but I have friends that are druids.
Are you gonna steal my name?
Why would I steal your name?
You don't look like people here. And Jaco told me, don't give my name to strangers. It's not safe. And then she's like,
in Jago?
I said too much.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I don't know who that name belongs to, so I wouldn't really be able to do anything with it. No, and for my people, names are just important. We want to make sure that people are called by the right name, and I mean, I have 4 names, including I have 4 names, and then I have multiple nicknames.
Albus, go get my dice.
Albus, fetch.
It's not working.
Because he's a
Surprise, surprise. Cameras all leveled up. Ranger level ups are easy.
He just stared at me like, what? What do you want?
I could not level a day up like that.
Give me a diplomacy or whatever it is.
Persuasion.
I don't know what persuasion. Thanks.
Oh gosh.
Keep in mind, this is a peasant girl. It's not like she's gonna have any bonuses to anything.
Persuasion?
Mm-hmm.
Thank goodness I'm a bard. It still might not be very good. That's an 8.
That's good enough.
I rolled a 3.
She only rolled a 6. She relaxes a little bit. She's just so. You won't put me into bondage if I give you my name.
No.
You won't
Where
turn
would you?
me into a changeling.
Why?
Like, what is wrong with this country?
Brina just got a lot sadder today.
Maybe she needs some of the hot chocolate.
Thank you for
What is
reading my
wrong with
brain.
this country? It is unlistable. Too many things.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't want to put anybody in bondage. That doesn't sound like a very enjoyable situation. I mean, we saved a guy who was a Roman slave recently. No.
Okay. My name's Nessa.
It's a beautiful name. Nessa. I like it.
You just hear the cook. Girl, get back to work. We got a big meal to prep. We've got all these extra mouths to feed. You need to go to the well and get water.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to distract you from your work, but thank you for talking to me.
You're nice. Like the Duchess.
The Duchess is wonderful.
And then she just kind of runs off.
Rita like goes back to looking at the pot as she's like kind of just by rote because she knows this recipe like the back of her hand. She's just like, what do the Fae do in this place? They need to give their name.
I really gotta talk to people about this. It's weird.
Like I have to talk to somebody about this. Like what, why? The chef didn't give me his name. What?
Yeah.
Wait a minute, the chef didn't give me his name. Like this is all internal in her head as she's just like making this hot chocolate. I'm just like, this is.
Yeah, and the cook, he's totally ignoring you. He's busy, pounding meat and chopping vegetables and all kinds of other things. And evidently the well is not terribly far because the girl comes back before you finished with the water and starts helping him with the chopping and things like that. Clearly she's a kitchen maid.
Mm-hmm.
Why is your family choosing now to be talkative? Oh, um,
Sabrina's having a mild existential fate crisis
yes.
in a way.
You're probably even still thinking about it as the steward leads you back up to where Erden is and
Mm-hmm.
lets you off on your own.
Yeah, and I made 2 mugs because it's like, I need one of these. I wanted to make more for Nessa, but I didn't want to get her in trouble with the chef who didn't give me his name. I'm beginning
Yes,
to
let's give a 10-year-old girl chocolate.
It's one of those consequences of your actions that you don't necessarily think of. But because she already got yelled at because of me, I'm not going to try and bother her as much. Especially because my brain is just like, have I been offending people the entire time I've been in this world? Like,
Sabrina's having an existential crisis.
yep, existential fate crisis.
Sorry, I had to turn my phone off. All that texting is making my table buzz and it makes the whole thing vibrate.
You're good.
Very distracting. When you get back up there, Erden is by himself. Tong has disappeared.
Actually, you kind of see him like half passed out with like
And
paperwork in
actually,
front of
you
him.
know what? Because you're gonna pass it on your way up, as you pass the Great Hall, you will see that Cobalt is in there by himself, writing on a piece of slate.
That makes sense. Glad something still makes sense. Just carrying these 2 mugs of hot chocolate.
If you look closely, he has a piece of the chalk.
Nice.
Cobalt, what is your passive perception?
12.
You smell something kind of sweet wafting on the air. You've never smelled this before. And it catches your attention, and as you look up, you see Brina with 2 cups walking by.
He is simultaneously curious to try, but nervous about whatever strange magic nonsense is involved with it. He will start to observe and make notes instead of just practicing lettering.
Is he gonna follow her?
Yes.
Okay. Is he gonna be sneaky about it?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to give me a sneaky sneak.
Oh.
Do you need out? Yeah.
15. That's a 15 on stealth.
All right. And what's your passive, Brina?
11.
She doesn't know you're there.
Especially since I'm having an existential fate crisis at the moment, it makes perfect sense that I don't recognize that Cobalt is now following me.
So you get out to Erden. He's out there by himself. Tong's nowhere in sight.
Aiden, I have hot chocolate for you. I also made one for myself because I think I might have been offending people.
Actually, when you go out there, you see Erden on a bench, actually kind of passed out with his clipboard in front of him, like a pen like halfway on his hand, just like, and there seems to be some paper on top of the clipboard.
I think as I noticed it in the process of me talking, and so it's like, oh, Aiden. Like I'll nudge you gently with my foot because it's like, Airden,
Huh? What?
your hot
There.
chocolate.
Oh, cool. I like set everything aside and take one of them. Thank you.
What's your
Welcome.
passive, Erden?
I don't remember. It's like I think it's 15. Yep, 15.
You notice Cobalt. Follow her out. He's kind of standing at the entrance to the courtyard, trying to hide, but not quite so successfully from you. He's
Yeah,
got partial cover.
Ern will see him but not acknowledge it.
Okay.
Ah, it smells great.
Yeah, I made myself some. I think I've been offending people.
What might give you that idea?
Well, I just wanted to say thank you to the nice little girl that was working in the kitchen, and the chef never gave me his name when I asked, and she was scared to tell me her name. He thought I was gonna put her in bondage. Like, why? Why would anybody do that? I don't even know how you would do that with a name. I just wanted to
It's
make
a
sure I called her by the right name.
Yeah, so I like to think of it as we're basically on literally opposite sides of the world. So your culture is very values names, but more to show respect to people. On this side of the world, it's more for control.
Horrible.
Yes, it is.
So all these people that I keep asking their names, are they thinking that I'm just some horrible fey person trying to take control over them?
Um, a few definitely. Um, like druids probably don't feel that way because they know your culture, at least in some aspect.
No one
Also,
reports.
those who are perceptive can see your earnestness, so unless you're a really good actor, you're probably not going to do the whole bondage thing. But you said there's a child? Yeah, no, that's no.
No wonder poor Nessa was so scared.
Yeah. It's yeah, you're being at your island was that it and just being around you is frankly a breath of fresh air.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. Like she'll just like take a sip of her hot chocolate. It's like, okay.
Just talking about the hot chocolate recipe because this is so good.
Uh-huh. Pretty much. My brain is just like,
Oh, you lie down.
lie down.
She's
Yeah,
probably sitting
hence
there
why
going,
I'm like, and hot chocolate now.
like, how many people have I gotten names from and that wasn't actually their name?
It's even worse. That's even worse in a way because, like, because we value names so highly, lying about your name is kind of gonna be a taboo thing.
So
Like
you're
not giving, not giving your full name. Like,
it's just a
like I
funny
said, Brina
thought.
has 4 names and and several nicknames, but the whole party just knows her as Brina Turin because it's just
Yeah.
I don't
It's
really
just a funny thought because, like, they don't want to give their names, so they think it's offensive when you ask. But it's offensive to you if they don't tell you. It's like, there's a no-win situation here.
huzzah culture clash.
This is what happens when ADHD meets autism. And I know, because two of my best friends are one of each of those, and they cannot get along.
Yeah, that makes sense.
can't read each other's signals, so they have no idea what's going on. They're just like, ah, this person. And I'm just like, it's okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of those names are probably that you got from like the soldiers and stuff. Maybe half of them aren't actually, their names.
Brina just looked like so sad right now. Like she's just like she's a sad little Brina. Well, not as little as I normally am, but sad little Brina in her tall form, looking at her hot chocolate as if it will hopefully give some sort of comfort. It's like, oh man, but all I wanted to do was tell their stories, and they need to have their names to tell their stories.
Hey, you can do what
And
Tong does. It just appeals to their pride. It's like,
Well, wait a minute. I was asking after the stories of the dead. They wouldn't lie to me about the names of the dead, would they? Don't make that face.
see that depends on several things. There's like this whole spirituality thing that
It depends
it
on
gets
what afterworld
complicated
they
after
believe in.
that.
How do I help people understand why I'm asking?
And like Ern puts an arm around your shoulder and like a half hug while you're staying together. And it's like, well, see, you're either gonna have to take a couple hours for each person before you start getting their stories, or you go the more duplicitous route of using glamour and lying. I imagine Cobalt would be a pretty useful source in actually, being a scribe and, actually being able to convince people to start talking about things to write down stuff.
I just was picturing him looking right at Cobalt as he said this.
Like, it's like a half look of like,
Maybe you can help the
Oh, man.
situation.
Up until that comment, he's been just sitting there feeling bad about listening in. All of a sudden, oh crap, and just like ducks back.
I mean, maybe, but I always kind of feel bad because I feel like I scare them.
well, it's not you. It's just the culture you seemingly represent in their eyes. Which really doesn't make it better. That's why I never tell anybody that I'm Fae.
The chef mentioned
Also,
that I don't have to use a glamour anymore because I'm tall. He was confused as to why I was tall. But he's also Fae. At least I understand why you didn't tell me his name. And I'm glad that he let me use his kitchen. Like, she'll take another sip of her hot chocolate. It's like, home is home. I miss a culture that makes sense.
small victories.
You don't think that I've offended any of the leaders, right? By
No.
asking their names.
Like, they were probably cautious about it, but then they actually got to meet you. Like, that's why I say you gotta do, like, the 2-hour interview of yourself before you start talking to them. Like,
And to be
once
fair,
they know you.
Uther hasn't told anyone his real name. So.
And Eric's not gonna say anything about that.
Especially not at this juncture.
well, there's also the bit where Uther looked at Ern as he was saying, "I am the Pendragon."
Yeah. Like,
Ern can
you
take a
see
hint.
a little bit of red creeping into Brina's cheeks. Again, it's like, so you don't think Prince Urian gave me a false name?
No.
That's good. right?
Yep.
Oh, Arden, I'm gonna need a deception on that one. And since Brina is really concerned about this, you can give me I don't have a sheet in front of me. What is the counter to that?
Perception?
Insight.
Insight.
Inside.
I
Thank
feel like
you.
Aiden's
I was
gotta be
like,
well practiced at this one if he actually knows that Uther has a different name.
well, he was very confused at first. He was like, you are Uther Pendragon. I see.
That's an at 20.
Perception.
Hmm?
That's a 21 because I rolled a nat 20. Sorry, Aaron.
Should I even roll at this point?
I just
You
made
could
my
still
Yeah.
get a net 20.
Are you-
Yes. Yes. Because
There's no way in this earth.
You never
Look,
know
look,
it's gonna be dueling
look.
20s again.
look, nat 20s are only critical successes on attack rolls.
Yes. That's why
True.
she's still at 21. You can still roll higher. You can still roll a net 20.
That's a total of 16.
You tried.
Ooh, there was something about the way he said that, Brina, that doesn't have you fully convinced. It was like there was a little
Hesitation.
high-pitched, not even
Or anything.
hesitation. He didn't hesitate. It kind of went up at the end like a question. Yeah.
Uther's not his actual name, is it?
On my eyes.
Well, I won't try and wheedle it out of you. I'll just ask him after a 2-hour interview. I think it'll really take 2 hours. Do you think maybe you'll be able to do it in one? I mean, I do talk fast.
Okay, Brina, let me put it like this. It doesn't matter about the 2 hours. Because, in my eyes, his actual name is Responsibility Avoider.
Good nickname. A little long, but very
Nah,
descriptive.
it's his first and last name.
Yeah,
He's from the Avoider family.
that makes sense.
Like his cousin avoiding actual ruling responsibilities.
Cobalt,
Stuff
since you
like
are
that.
listening in, I want you to give me a wisdom check to see if you recognize Pendragon.
Okay.
Because you
You
are
said just
Kimry.
wisdom?
Yes, and you do have advantage because you are Kimry.
Okay. Rolling with advantage. That's
So
16 total.
by Amro's recruitment interview for Total.
Pendragon is something you are very familiar with. It is from old lore. The Pendragon is supposed to free Kimry from all their enemies, unite the tribes, bring everyone together. You know that the symbol is a red dragon, and that in your lifetime, people have assumed that the Pendragon would come to rescue them from the Romans. And with the Saxons coming, maybe even them.
I told him about the
So,
Maybe not.
I don't think so. Basically, the next best thing to Christ. And these people are talking as though they know the Pendragon.
Responsibility avoider. Makes me think of my brother's nickname Double Lock. Or yeah.
The responsibility avoider Pendragon.
I love it.
Oh no, it's Responsibility Pendragon Avoider.
And Uther's the nickname. Okay, well,
Hey, Uther.
I guess when we see him again, if we see him again, I'll ask him and see if that's really his first and last name.
Aaron told me that your real name is Responsibility Avoider. Can you verify?
It's just my culture. Love to watch that reaction. We have to live through this battle purely so I can do that. Yeah, not purely. There's lots of other things Bruno wants to do, but
So live.
So,
yep.
Just don't die. What's so hard about that?
War against Saxons. That's what's so hard. But,
Sounds like a personal problem.
yeah, it's also
Oh.
yours.
All right. Anything else right now? Some revelations.
I'm just still sipping on my hot chocolate and trying to reevaluate how I conduct myself in this world.
Yeah. Erden offended Tong, so she's not doing anything.
Yeah.
I didn't notice Cobalt, have I?
And no. Nope. But he's having a bit of a crisis just like you because it's like, we have an almost Christ figure being mentioned. What do I do?
Like, Ern is staring pointedly at him. Like, I can see you, and I can also see the panic in your face.
What?
At least only Erden's looking at you, though, Cobalt. Bryn is firmly focused on her hot chocolate. Hoping that answer will lie in its depths.
At this point, debating whether or not he wants to just charge in there and start demanding answers or just run from whatever this is.
Maybe it's time to flip a coin.
Or roll a dice.
Wow.
Sure.
Let the dice decide your fate.
We'll see. All right.
Cobalt chose option 3, freeze.
Cobalt. Want to high or low?
Let's go high.
Ah, the classic.
The dice has spoken.
You've been observing them for several days now. It's time. We gotta figure out what the heck's going on. This is getting weird.
He is one and he, as you're walking out, he probably just, he can't take it. He just starts walking out in the open and approaches slowly.
Oh, Brina. Hey, it's Cobalt.
Cobalt? Wait, he can't understand, can he?
Actually, you'll hear Erden say into his mug of hot chocolate, like, oh no, now he's actually coming over.
I didn't think he'd act on this.
Wait, what?
Bring this one person for that's this leak knowledge that they can understand one person, not the other.
Yeah, you've had half a conversation. Though she's very expressive in her tone, so you know she's upset over something.
Yes, he's going to more or less ignore the upset look. He goes, you know Pendragon. Tell me how.
We recently left their camp.
They're friends.
You're not supposed to say that.
He doesn't understand anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I speak in Fae.
Yeah, he can't speak Fae.
Yeah, I know. You get you
I just love that Erden's just assuming he understands everything going on. It's just like, shh.
Like, Erden is used to just saying things, and everyone paying attention to that. It's like, no. I feel like there's a reason for some form of OPSEC.
That's such a funny word to be using in this context. Wait, you mean the man we are following now? Is he the Pendragon?
No.
I am so very lost. But you know him. He's here. He's among us.
He is on the island, yes.
So why did we go here then instead of fighting with him?
Mostly because there are several fronts in the current war, and all of the people who came here are also the ones who want to defend their homes. It's still hard to
Yep.
believe in somebody when your literal support network is dead.
Yes, but why are we here instead of with him, where he will guarantee to win all the battles forever? Your team may have heard of
like watching them back and
slightly
forth.
exaggerated.
There's a more important battle.
He does not believe that for a second. That's obvious. Just stares at you, not believing that for a second.
After a moment or so of like looking back and forth between the two of them as they're talking, we're gonna just cast comprehend languages on ourselves so she can at least follow the conversation.
Oh, hello. You startled me.
What? There are many important things that the Pendragon has to deal with, and this is one that did not require as much attention.
Okay. You know we're gonna die from this, right?
I actually didn't catch that last bit.
We're gonna
Okay,
die.
but you know we're all gonna die doing this, right?
No, we're not.
The two scribes, we're gonna die. Or no, we're not.
Like Brita's shoulders just sag as she understands, because now she can understand what Cobalt and Airden are both saying. It's like, and more doubt. Okay.
Wait, no, I could do this better. Both of the scribes were like, "Well, gonna die."
Adea and Erden, totally not going to happen. Amarar, I'm not saying it will. I'm just saying you should be prepared in case it does.
Rita freaking out in the
So
middle.
you want to start a business?
Like,
You might
to
think
be
you need a
hopeful,
team
but
of
I want to be
people with fancy
realistic.
tech skills,
I just,
but you don't. You
I'd
just
say
need
probably
a
right
go-getting
about this point,
arrow.
Idea,
I'm wanting guys
you're
that have
working
math-
hard, and then suddenly it gets dark
So you want to start a business?
because the shadow of the castle has moved over you.
Cast the light spell on a rock. Keep working.
Rhino is like, I think Adea's first action here is to look around and determine how far away she has to move to continue her research on this very important project.
I mean, not far, because the shadow just moved, but you also know how shadows work, and you're like,
Yeah, kind of a long-term, like, so the shadow will keep moving, obviously. So is there a place that I can sit that the shadow will not so immediately overshadow me again? But that
I mean,
seems
it-
unlikely.
the other side of the castle. The other side of the castle is also a cliff, so.
Yeah, that's a lot of work. And not where I want to be sitting.
But if you can find, like, a more westerly side that's. Not immediately in Just why did I don't
Account
know what just
renaming.
happened? Huh?
Account renaming. Look at the list on the game time.
Sorry, there's one picture on so much.
Okay, that's why.
Oh. I was like,
Yeah,
Braxton just jumped, and I was like, what happened?
yeah, I was gonna say because Braxton's jumped on our
It
screen.
puts it in alphabetical order.
Yeah,
Yep.
I know. I
Oh,
just...
okay.
And that's
Today we learned Discord is in alphabetical order, and we have kicked the DM off the first slot by doing this.
if I was on my own, but if I was on my own video,
Ta-da.
I would be the first one because Brina.
And my user doesn't have an alphanumeric
Exactly.
thing. So I'm always going to be at the bottom. At least as
Also
long
means that
as
Emerald is
mine
probably
speaks
doing the same
Chinese.
thing, but that hasn't been a problem for years.
Alright.
So
Yes,
EJ
there's
is
no
moving
food.
to voice chat.
And everything is right in the world.
All powerful DM.
Powerful DM.
Oh boy, I'm lightheaded.
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
But
Excellent.
answer Erden's comment. Okay.
So Adea at this point has realized that Wilf has walked away, and there's this shadow now that she could just cast light. What time is it?
Well, considering that the shadow has moved over, it's definitely past noon.
Yes.
And just like judging by the shadow, probably close to 3.
So not
So
close
close.
enough that Adea's commitment to being responsible requires her to go inquire about food yet.
Yeah, she's still got time.
Cool.
Might need to stretch your legs though.
I am
Like, how many hours have you been
tempted to
sitting?
walk around the castle, but I'm like, what would Adea do? I'm like, Adea really wants to get this sorted out. She has time to walk around after the sword is enchanted, but where the heck did Will go? He was helping.
Just look.
When did he leave?
I know he was helping me to get an idea of what to research, but yeah. I guess I was doing just fine, but still. Alrighty.
And actually, since you've been doing research, go ahead and give me a wisdom check. Let's just see how much you've absorbed.
Just straight wisdom, no skills.
Yeah. Nah, because you're just reading right now and like researching. It's just how much of the information that you've been reading has stuck.
I rolled a 22.
You are really focused.
Adea might have
probably-
opinion, wisdom, and intelligence.
Yeah. So
Sweet.
she'll definitely be able to use this stuff easily.
You
But
found the
she's
right
already
section.
read. Yeah. For sure. The section that she's in has been mostly about like what is possible to use as an Emerald Fae and as an alchemist, the tools and everything, and you were already pretty well aware of which tools are best for magic, but this one's giving you a little bit more in depth because instead of utilizing some deity's power, this time you are finding it within you and then using another outside source that's a little more predictable than a god because it's just kind of like a steady magnetic field and not a person who just, on a whim decides, hey, yeah, I'll let you do this.
I think that's really funny because Adea's original spell set was very focused on permanent effects. And she lost a lot of those going into an artificer. So she has a more reliable source of magic, but her actual magic got less permanent.
Um, who knows? She gets really, really good at it. Maybe that could change.
Maybe. Anyways,
Build a website you love.
Adea will make sure she has, like, I don't know if she has a literal bookmark, but something to make sure she doesn't lose the section in this giant book again.
I wouldn't
And
be
she will
surprised if she
wander
just
around for
pulls something random out of her bag. Yeah, that works.
right.
Chunk of coal.
Maybe not the coal.
Yeah, that might leave some marks.
Fine piece of gold filigree. Fancy bookmarks.
Maybe a feather. Adea hasn't replaced her feathers yet.
Yeah, the feathers on her spear. You replaced the spear because Cadmus made you the shaft for it, but you never replaced any of the feathers, did you?
Yeah, all the feathers. I'm trying to remember what happened to the spear. Did it get burned from what?
Henry broke it. Henry broke the shaft of your spear somehow. And when we
Did it get thrown into the elemental? Is that what happened?
Oh, I just remember that Henry broke it, and that our very first time in Uther's camp, when we first met Cadmus, Cadmus is the one who helps with making the new shaft for your spear. So the meeting of Aegea and Cadmus was actually over a spear.
Of course it was.
Exactly.
The only thing that I
Gotcha.
remember is that after the battle, Idea was trying to return a weapon.
Yeah, the longbow. The
Yeah.
Kimmery. That she couldn't communicate very well with.
Because she had borrowed the bow from the Kimmery.
I think that it was that they had gone to the practice area.
No, because Henry sparred with Haas at the practice area. The spear was broken before we got to this camp. I just can't remember why it got broken. But I remember in looking back through my notes that Idea for Cadmus was preparing the spear shaft.
Yeah,
And it somehow got broken before then.
But Adea did also. But the reason that the feathers would be missing is because we did something that was rather destructive, and only the spearhead survived. The question is, I can't remember if it got burned, which is possible, or if she tried to toss it into that elemental of magic eating. Actually, I think Henry tried to use it against the elemental of magic eating.
That could be what happened. I know
that sounds
here, but that sounds very accurate.
Yeah, that does. So
We have the
long
video
ago.
footage. We can go back.
True.
Yes. Anyways, I think Adea might briefly try to wander around to see if she can find Will and tell him about any findings she's had as she continues to try and figure out the way that she can absolutely maximize the abilities of the sword with the ley line and all of her special things lying around. But if she is not successful in finding him rather quickly, she may go back to reading and studying with the help of light, because light is great.
Yes. Go ahead and give me an investigate. See if you can find him? Anyone?
We will do an investigate to see if we can go back to annoying Will. That's a 19.
You don't find him, but you do hear Erden and Cobalt talking in a courtyard not far from the entrance near the Great Hall. Maybe they know where he is. It's very bright and sunny on this side too, so.
Yeah, Adea might walk in. She's probably listening to see what they're talking about, but also is probably mostly enough that if she catches something really important, she might stop, but otherwise, in classic Adea fashion, with almost no regard for what was going on before she walked in.
Alright, what are you guys talking about right now? I think Cobalt had something he wanted to say.
I think Cobalt just expressed the negativity of thinking that we're all gonna die in this battle, and Brina's shoulders have slumped. I
Yes,
think that's
let's
where
go
we
right.
left off.
Yes, and you would refute it saying no, we're not. Cold will say, well, yes, you probably won't. I'm not even sure if you can die. I'm going to, along with all the other humans.
Die.
Oh, I can very much die. Several people have tried.
That's true. And by the way, I'm saying all of this in Fae, so unless Airden wants to translate, Cobalt's getting none of it but the sparkly sound of of this language.
But Adea understands everybody at this table, and she is kind of confused because she walks in and she hears 3 different people talking about how they're all gonna die, and she's like, "Excuse me."
But where's this negativity about, dying coming from?
I mean, look at this army, the situation. It's beyond us where the hell the past.
Did you have that same opinion before you heard about the Pendragon?
Yes.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, all right. Well, so are you gonna start running?
There's nowhere to run. And you've seen what happens to people who try to flee from an army.
I don't think anyone would notice.
Probably Namro would.
But I've seen soldiers for less.
You cut out a little bit. I didn't catch all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm on my backup headphones. I wish I could believe that, but I've seen men cut down for less.
Who the hell were you working for? Oh, hi,
Can we
Adea.
get back to that?
As Adea's just giving this look of like, she's been listening to the whole conversation since the part where everyone was going to die, and she's like, and now listening to Cobalt, and she's like, "You need some armor or something? You really haven't seen what we can get up to. It's pretty great."
He does make amazing armor. And swords. Airden, don't tell anybody the name of your sword. It might give them power over the sword.
Okay, I won't.
I know, but I've just had a really sad realization that the Fae in this part of the world, apparently they use names to have power over people, to put them in bondage. Isn't it horrible?
Why, yes. If anybody tries to pull any shenanigans with that sword there, they will have me to personally answer to.
That sounds utterly terrifying. Hey, when I asked for your name, did I?
No.
And I'll look
cool.
at Cobalt, and this is me still speaking in Fae, relying on either of the two of these guys to translate for me, because I'm just like, sorry if for your name offended you. I promise I'm not trying to be controlling or anything. I just value names.
Brina loves
Ray
names.
apologizes for asking your name.
Brina loves you. Brina's apologizing. Just like,
I appreciate
Also-
the offer of apology.
Also, since you obviously think we're doomed, is there any particular part of this that gives you that feeling?
Honestly, we've been doomed for a long time. Some of us were.
Those backup headphones are doing you no favors.
I say he is a believer in the apostasy even before it was a thing.
Give me 1 second. Okay, can you hear me?
Much
Yes.
clearer.
We could put you in one of those castle defenses with the archers inside of them. Those things are really hard to get into.
Yeah, he could be on the team that stays towards the back with the protecting the kiddos like Tooth wanted to do. Though at the same time, I think now that we have the idea of Horsemen of the Apocalypse, I don't know who else is going to have to be the Horseman. I actually can ride now, since I'm permanently tall in this world.
Horseman is the key word.
Costumes? Anyone? I'm a bard.
Besides, I could probably put archer defenses anywhere. Okay, maybe not the whole wall, but make a little box.
Are we putting him on the box to see over the wall?
No, we're putting him in the box, and it'll have the little archer slits in it, and it'll be great. It'll be like a mini fortification.
Idea invents the tank.
Oh.
Idea invents the stationary tank.
Artillery.
Yes, thank you. Idea invents the artillery turret.
There was an actual thing where it was like a bunch of infantry in a box that they shot out of. It was mainly a Slavic thing, but I don't remember what the name was.
We could put you in a giant wooden horse, but I'm not sure that's actually any good for safety.
Why would you need a giant wooden horse, Dan?
To get behind enemy lines.
Has that ever worked?
Yes. At least legend says that as much.
I love the reference.
We don't need a giant wooden horse. We need a giant wooden rabbit.
Rabbit.
Oh man, I will insult you again.
Actually, no, we're inside, so if we ever need to get into Londinium, that's how we do it.
Look, behind the rabbit, it is the rabbit. Big shark.
I'll say it's pretty easy for everyone at this point, but you all hear this loud "ah, ah," as this large black bird lands down in front of Brina, it's a raven, and it is larger than any of the ravens you have seen here. This
Hello.
looks more like a raven that you're used to seeing, one of our common ones, and it has a message tied to its foot.
Oh.
And it does have your name written on the... Huh?
I'm talking to the raven. It's like, oh, hello. I want to ask your name, but I don't want to be rude.
I don't think the animals would be as offended, but maybe I'm wrong.
The animals are fine.
The raven just cocks its head and goes, damn, I had... He looks, very confused. And says, my name is, Tawiri. Tawiri.
That is very cool. Learning all sorts of
Brina, give me a wisdom check.
Wisdom is what? Modifier. Nope. Wisdom?
Uh-huh.
That is a 16.
You know this raven. That's why it's looking at you confused. This raven passes messages through your village all the time. It's one of a handful that lives there.
Weary boy. Sorry, I haven't seen you in so long.
He sticks his leg out and he goes, delivering a message. What else do I do?
Sorry, I'm having a very weird day. Thank you.
Why are you so big?
Story, wild magic spell. I'm permanently big in this world, but I'm normal size back home.
Well, I sure hope so. This is your invitation.
My invitation? She'll like set her hot chocolate down so she can like, okay. Invitation. I know what this is. Invitation.
Invitation. It has very curly, pretty handwriting that you recognize as your best friend's handwriting. So clearly she wrote all the invitations.
Of course, Kiri got a row how to help with all the invitations. I knew she'd be busy. So like, and I'm rolling this. It's like, like actually, like for everybody else watching, like Brina's demeanor has really shifted because she's basically sad sacking it over her hot chocolate, and now he's gone from that to shocked surprise of seeing to weary, and then hearing the word invitation. It's like, wait a minute, invitation? And now she's just pouring over a piece of curly, cute handwriting.
Seems at least one less person worried about imminent death. Anyways, that might see well.
It probably turned into a falcon and flew off for the day.
He can do that?
Apparently.
Tell me that the crows were talking about him.
Yes, they were, yes.
But they said that they were in bondage to him. But... Oh, that's why they didn't want to tell me their names. I don't think it's all the animals. Sorry to weary. cultural differences here are disconcerting. Thank you so much for bringing me my invitation.
I know, my cousins here wear gray jackets. It's stupid.
Gray jackets?
Yeah, jackdaws have a gray
Oh.
body and then black wings and a black head.
Okay,
Black tail. So it looks like they're wearing a gray suit jacket.
gotcha. Yeah, that's pretty weird.
Especially when you're a beautiful, glossy raven.
Mhm. I was gonna say, it's like, I'll probably dig in my bag, because I'm assuming that Tumiri probably sends messages and stuff for, like, bits of food or something like that.
I mean,
Or shiny things.
yeah.
I'll dig in my bag trying to find something shiny.
Right,
'Cause
even
I'm
if
not
that
gonna
weren't
have-
the case, it probably would be nice.
Like, he brought me my invitation from the other
He
boy.
he
Oh,
definitely just sticks his beak in your cup of hot chocolate.
Yeah, that's a... Yeah, you know, that is a great... I was gonna try and find you something shiny, but this is probably better. Glad to share. Good to see you, Tuliri. Thank you. Like, I'll like just like lightly pet his head because hopefully he's okay with that.
It's funny. He just kind of is looking around. And because he's a raven, he looks... Erden, you're the closest one, so he looks at you and just goes, "Huh." And it sounds a lot like he said hi.
Hi there.
He kind of cocks his head, and then he mimics you and kind of, "Hi there."
You're by far the coolest raven I have ever met.
He has actually met...
He-
I think you've met a couple.
Huh?
I know you've met some crows.
I met several birds. None of them talked to me.
Bella definitely didn't. My nene goose.
Yup. I think with
What does
that,
the invitation say?
we'll probably... Okay. We're gonna stop there. I will give you the actual, like, invitation.
Gotcha.
Yay.
Like, what other invitation could be coming from my homeland but an invitation to my brother's wedding?
I know. How many guests are you allowed?
This is gonna really ruin our
First you don't
timetable.
count. I don't know. It's just a thing that happens on the internet. Sometimes people are like, "I'll give you 3 guesses, and the first 2 don't count,"
Oh,
or something that's just supposed to be incredibly obvious.
gotcha.
So yeah. those are good interactions today. Lots of weird mixed stuff. All the confusion just going from one person to the next was great. My turn to be confused. What is happening? So, next
Jay
week we
offers a
will
little
meet.
pork box and goes back to life.
Great. Friday. And it'll be right before Christmas, so guess what? We'll have to figure out how the boys get there, but unless there's a boys' night happening at the same time, in which case we're gonna have 2 very different types of chaos happening.
I was excitedly saying Christmas episode and completely missed that it was the girls' night episode. I'm like, oh no.
I mean, we could still have a little bit of that Christmas spirit.
You know, okay, sorry, I just thought of a way that you could get the boys either involved. I don't think they would be involved in girls' night. I don't think Kellenan would be okay with that. But I could totally see Kellenan having Error organize a guys' night, so to make sure that they're not bothering their wives and friends?
I'm just thinking because the women are doing their own thing, the men are gonna have the children. Like I said, that's a whole other set of chaos.
That sounds
Especially because we've
We're-
established that most of the children are, if not all of them, are probably magically inclined.
I want Chuck to the rescue again.
Too bad Rada isn't here to act as the nursery.
Yeah, but she get roped
Ern
in the
has
car.
just ingratiated himself with them.
I mean, who knows? Maybe with ensuing chaos, Rada just shows up in the middle and has no idea what's going on. It's just like, oh no.
That would actually be
And
hilarious.
left them alone too long.
No, I can see what happens is that Lou sees that there are some problems going on with the party, so he temporarily brings Rada back.
Said, you need to go handle this, sweetheart. 'Cause,
All of the paths lead to destruction if this continues.